Today we're going to talk about the exterior angle theorem. The exterior angle theorem states that the measure of an exterior angle is equal to the sum of the two remote interior angles. So what this is telling us is that the measure of the angle here on the outside of this triangle, if we were to extend a line coming out of the triangle, has to be equal to the sum of these two interior angles here. So the measure of the outside angle, exterior angle, is equal to the sum of the two remote interior angles. And remote just means it's not the one that's connected to the outside or exterior angle. Okay, let's try a few problems. Okay, so here's an example. And remember what the exterior angle theorem says. It says the measure of the angle on the outside, the exterior angle, the angle that's 115 degrees, has to be equal to the sum of the two angles on the inside, the two remote angles on the inside. So that is the 50 and the question mark, which of course we will call x. Now to find the measure of the missing angle, we simply solve the equation for x by subtracting 50 from both sides. And we determine that the unknown interior angle is 65 degrees. Okay, for this problem, we're asked to solve for x. And so remember that the measure of the exterior angle is equal to the sum of the two interior remote angles. And so we start off by saying that 8 plus 6x is equal to 4x plus 2 plus 30. Of course, it doesn't matter if you write the 30 first or the 4x plus 2. Then I want to gather like terms over here on the right. So I'm going to get 4x plus 32. And now I want to solve for x. So I am going to subtract 8 from both sides, which gives me 6x equals 4x plus 24. And now I'm going to subtract 4x from both sides to gather the like terms, which gives me 2x equals 24. And the very last step is to divide both sides by 2, and so x equals 12. Okay? For this problem again, we're asked to solve for x. And again, we have the exterior angle theorem at play. So the exterior angle here, 11x plus 2, is equal to the sum of the two remote interior angles, which are 5x plus 10 plus 58. And so now we simply solve the equation. We're going to gather like terms. And I am going to subtract 2 from both sides. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to go ahead and subtract the 5x from both sides as well. So I end up with 6x equals 66. And when I divide, I get x equals 11. Now for this problem, I'm asked to find the measure of angle S. So it's not going to be enough just to find the value of x. But before I can find the measure of angle S, I do have to find the value of x. So I'm going to use the exterior angle theorem again, and remember that the 140 degree exterior angle is equal to the sum of the two remote interior angles. So I'm asked to solve 140 equals 3x plus 4 plus 8x plus 4. So the first thing I'm going to do is gather like terms. I have 140 is equal to 11x plus 8. Obviously, I want to subtract 8 from both sides. Got 132 is equal to 11x. And divide both sides by 11 to get x equals 12. Okay, now we're not finished because this problem asks us to find the measure of angle S. So we want to plug 12 into the x for angle S. So angle S is equal to 3 times 12 plus 4, or 36 plus 4, which is 40. So the measure of angle S is 40 degrees. For this next problem, we're asked to find the measure of angle YDC. So the measure of the angle we're looking for is this angle here, which is the exterior angle. And so this is still the exterior angle theorem. And so the measure of the exterior angle, 15x plus 5, is equal to the sum of the two remote interior angles, which are 6x plus 6 and 80. And so we just continue to solve this problem. We have 15x plus 5 equals 6x plus 86. And we are going to subtract 5 from both sides. And while we're at it, we will subtract the 6x from both sides, which will give us 9x equals 81. And divide both sides by 9. And we have x equals 9. But of course, we're not finished because we're actually asked to find the measure of angle YDC. So what we want to do is we want to put the 9 into 15x plus 5, which will help us find the measure of angle YDC, which is equal to the measure of angle YDC. And so 15 times 9 is 135 plus 5. 135 plus 5 is 140. And so the measure of angle YDC is equal to 140 degrees.